You know what? Today we found out about Michelle. I pronounced her Trachtenberg. Trachtenberg. She died. This liver failure. Wow, sad. That's sad. She's very young, 39 years old. She was on Buffy and a few other shows. Did I ever work with her? No, I never did. I don't think so. I mean, I look at her photos. She didn't look familiar. And her show wasn't really maybe the demographic of me, an older dude and a guy, to watch that show. One of many. She was on a lot of different shows, and some big stuff. You know, big. 39 years old, died in New York, found in her apartment. Liver failure, they said. She just had a liver transplant, I guess, a year ago. I believe it was Rosie O'Donnell was saying that she had really been suffering, not just last year, but been suffering for a long, long time. So I was kind of thinking, well, could it be maybe alcohol related? You know, alcohol does cause the kidneys to fail, but other things do too as well. Hepatitis, for example. People still get hepatitis in the United States. Uh, and she was very young. And a lot of times when somebody's younger than us passes away or our age, we say, oh no, they're just a year younger than me, or we're about the same age. What happened? You find out it was drugs. You know, the person was a drug addict, or they crashed their car, things like that. Um, it doesn't make us necessarily feel better, but um, it kind of has a different swing to it, or whatever, a different angle to what happened. If someone is our age and they just pass away and they see natural causes, they're like, well, I was pretty young. Um, but yeah, so they said she had a liver transplant. I know sometimes you do get an organ transplant, your body will reject it, and you have to take a lot of the anti-rejection drugs, and that can cause problems. But yeah, be thankful for what you have. You know, if you're not feeling very well, or if you have something going on, it's not one of those. Well, you know, it could be worse. That could be you there. No, but that she has family. You know, she has family that she's left behind. She had a boyfriend. They showed the boyfriend. I guess he was making a statement. Um, and from everyone now is saying that she was a very nice person. Most of the time when someone passes away, they say nice things about them. But if they say an abundance of nice things, they give examples of nice things, you pretty much can think it's probably true. But very, very young, very sad. Since they're a celebrity, we hear more about it. But every time a young person dies, it's very sad on those that are left behind. You know, the husband, the wife, the mom. If they're young enough, it could be the grandparents, even their children, maybe co-workers, cousins, whatever. But very sad. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. None of my business. None of my business. I just heard about it. That was very tragic. Thought I'd make a little video of that. Once again, a young person died, and a lot of others have died. It's under sad circumstances as well. There's been some recent suicides, drug overdoses, and that kind of thing. Some of the drug situations, a person will die from the drugs, but it's not like a single, like an overdose where they always take this amount of drugs, and this time they took a little bit too much and they died, or the drugs, you know, they're made in somebody's, you know, trailer or something, and it was stronger than they had thought it was going to be. And how much do you take of that drug when the amount of your daily allowance that you should be taking is zero? Any amount is going to be over the dose that you're supposed to have, which is none. Some suicides and sadness out there. So if you're feeling sad or if you're feeling sick, you know, maybe don't you know, take it for granted, I guess. Jim Henson, when he had pneumonia, they said had he gotten treated earlier, he probably would have been okay. I think he died at 40, right? About 40. Um, and he got very sick very fast, I guess, and then didn't do anything about it. So I think a lot of times what we're doing now, the guy who played Screech, remember he had that thing on his neck, he was embarrassed that people would tease him, and he ended up dying of some kind of cancer, throat cancer maybe, or something in his glands. If you have something you're not quite sure of, and especially if you have the means to do something about it, get treatment, I don't think that this Michelle or these other celebrities, um, I don't think it's a lack of funds um, that they can afford to go to the doctor. I think maybe you get to the point where you feel like, hey, I'm on the top of the world. You know, I'm on the top of the world, and you think that, you know, nothing bad can happen to me, or it's not going to happen. That happens to somebody else. But yes, I guess she died today. Well, I guess she was found today, um, and they said she just had a liver transplant, and she was not feeling well for the last almost. She had about a year ago, and she wasn't feeling well up to that point, and then after even that she got it. So maybe she was sick for a while, waiting for that transplant. You know, we haven't learned how to lab create livers yet, so I guess she had to wait for a donor that was suitable for her. And they found one. They did it. Ellen, shut up! Ellen's barking as you can hear. Hey! Anyway, but they found the donor. They got. Ellen is out there talking to no one, or nowhere man, or nowhere woman, or no one's out there, and she's barking. But yeah, anyway, so she got, I guess, that away for a donor. She got the donor. She got the liver, and then they go through the procedures after that, the aftercare. There's the pre-care, the during care, and the aftercare. And I've known someone that had hepatitis before, and they got very, very sick. And I don't know if you have things like, I know if you have kidney problems, you can have dialysis, but are there machines that you can have that regulate what your liver does up until that point? I don't know. Was the liver damage getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and then she got the liver? I don't know. But pretty sad. Some people make jokes about things. You know, well, she should have been drinking, or she should have been doing that. Who knows? If they're saying right now, she has no DUIs, no calls for service for her being, under the influence of alcohol. So it could just simply be that that's not what it is. Some people get sick, and then that can occur. So anyway, it's just kind of a sad thing. So if you do feel anything in your old noggin, and your pumpkin, and your melon, I think it's 988 for you civilians. They always put the number for suicide, for veteran suicide or military suicides. 23 die a day or whatever. But a lot of people that are not in the military, they also commit suicide. So let's look out for each other. If you're having a problem and you think that some help is out there, you can be a big, tough, strong guy or gal. If you can say gal, guys and gals, guys and dolls, men and women, women's and others. Now I guess you can be a strong whatever it is and still have a little sadness there, and you store it. We store it just like perhaps with like in her condition with the liver, or other people's condition with the liver or the kidneys or different organs of the body, the heart. Yeah, we store it up, and it gets a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and it just kind of eats at us in our organs and eats at us in our noggins. So please get help if you need help. Please get help. So anyway, so sad. I wasn't a huge fan. Can't say I'm a fan of hers. A lot of times there'll be a singer and something will happen, and I have no idea who they are, what they sing, but it's still sad. Maybe we've never seen her before today on television or the movies. Probably good chance never. But it's kind of sad. So if you have any kind of condition, and you don't have the money to get, you go, I'll just put it off. A lot of that happened during COVID. I'll put it off because I can't get in there. We can't go to the doctor. It has to be emergency only. So no elective surgeries. But a lot of people are neglecting things like heart conditions, and people had strokes. The signs of strokes when they say that people have on call if you have any of these situations, and they're ignoring it. And usually, if you ignore a medical condition, it's not going to get better on its own. No, if you have a little cut on your finger and you put a Band-Aid on it, it heals. But I had a little teeny, about this size, the tip right there, about that size blister on my foot, or injury to my foot, and it almost cost me my leg. So if you're diabetic, of course, your feet, but it could be anything. If you feel chest pains, oh, what's that? And you go, oh yeah, I did eat that pizza. Give it a couple of, maybe give it I'm not saying you do that, but we all kind of do that. Well, let me just drink some ginger ale or something. Burp. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Oh, my headache. Oh, but if it's persistent, if it could be something, it quite possibly is something. Go get it checked. Take care, everyone. Be very careful. Don't forget, please subscribe, like, share. Give me your comments. What do you think about this case? What do you think of other cases? Young celebrities dying young, pretty sad. Take care.